What is going on? How y'all guys doing? Welcome to another broadcast of the Manosphere. If it's your first time tuning into the broadcast, do me a favor. Go ahead on and hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell up top. Please like and share the broadcast. Please like and share the broadcast. Guys, I'm so sorry about yesterday. Had some family stuff going on. It got resolved, so I am back in rare form. Uh, you know, one thing about life, you never know what it's gonna throw you. You always got to be prepared, right? I mean, that's just the thing. You always got to be prepared. I think a lot of people in this day and age are not prepared enough, or if we do get prepared, sometimes we can be overly prepared, but it's all good. It's best to be overly prepared and not prepared enough. All right, so the status on me getting my channel back monetized. It is in the works. Hey, what's going on? Holla COD. It is in the works. Currently right now, I'm talking to YouTube. They're doing everything they can to get it back on key. So hopefully by the end of all this, I should be back to rare form with being able to do what I need to do with you guys and having 100% participation. Let me go up here. We're getting in the chats now. Give me 1 second. Got people already hitting me up already. Kind of early. Alright. So as soon as that gets done, everybody that joined the channel will be back in rare form. Alright. So with that being said, we are going to talk about something tonight on the Manosphere that I feel like we all need to discuss. All this divorce and stuff going on, with all this chaos going on in the world today, we got a lot of people not talking about this. Alright, and that is having a traditional wife and how to find one. A lot of men are scared of this topic. Well, let me rephrase that. A lot of women are scared of this topic. A lot of men are not. A lot of men are actually just tired of a lot of these modern women who are trying to say that being a traditional wife is bullshit. Now, let's go fast forward to the whole marriage thing, because I'm about to give game to a lot of young men out here who are young and may think about getting married. Because see, being married young is the best way to do it, right? Because that's where you can build wealth. You can actually build an actual legacy. But before all that, a lot of young men do not know what comes with marriage. See, a lot of us feel like marriage is this thing where we see these celebrities like the let's say here the Russell Wilson and what's that girl name? Sierra's the freaking trying to figure out other couples that everybody likes to talk about. That's the fairy tale couple. Oh yeah, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. You know, people get this marriage thing construed. Now, Marriage is a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. It really is. Causing what kind of mindset of a person you are. If you're a person that values family, that values someone to have your back, someone to rely on, someone to love you for who you are. But it ain't all peaches and cream. A marriage is not this fairy tale that people try to paint in front of your face. And it's not designed for everybody. It's not. It's not designed for everybody. A lot of people get that idea that it is, but it's not. Designed for everybody. Now, first things first about marriage that people got to understand about this. Give me 1 second here. See, ain't nobody on here tonight. Guess people come earlier. First thing people got to understand about marriage is that marriage is a point in your life where you have decided that you are going to stick with that one person. Now, a lot of young men who get married currently right now gets married for the wrong reasons. Some men get married because of the sake of the child. I got this girl pregnant, I'm trying to make an honorable woman out of her. Some guys get married because, I got this good looking chick. She fire, she fine, she beautiful, she sexy. And I want to make sure that nobody else gets that cookie but me. If you marry for those reasons, your marriage is going to expire before it gets off the ground. I'm going to say it again. If you married for those reasons, it's going to expire before it gets off the ground. You have to ask yourself before you get married as a young man, are you willing to be a leader? Because when you become a married man, you have to be a leader. And are you willing to go out here and be cool with a woman who is just like you? Oh yeah, everything did, bro. Everything's good now. We good now. We just had to get some things situated. We good. I mean, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to put in that kind of work? Because, see, a lot of dudes ain't willing to do that. A lot of dudes is not willing to do that. A lot of dudes are not willing to put in that work to settle for a traditional woman. Because, see, when you get a traditional woman, yes, she wants you to be masculine. She wants you to be an alpha male. But you got to have a solid program. And that program has to work. Because she has been known traditionally to rely on the man. Now, a lot of y'all young dudes don't have a program. And because you don't have a program, you can't keep a woman. Gotta have a program. Now, you probably ask me, well, Joel, what's that program? That program is you are able to lead and be the rock that she needs when things goes to shit. That's right. That means when things goes to shit, I'll give you an example. You just starting out as Kevin Samuels say, IKEA marriage. Let's say you got a job, you're doing good, things going good, or whatever have you. But let's just say like what happened recently with the sweet and sour sniffles. You get laid off. Let's say you got a little bit of savings. You burn through the savings a little bit. Now it's getting low. Now you got to do some life changes. She's freaking out because rent's due, lights due, stuff like that's due, and your job that you got laid off from has not called you back yet. How are you going to handle that pressure? Are you going to be able to tell her, baby girl, it's cool. I got life skills. I have the resources to get a job. And I also have the resources that maybe the job may pay a little less. We may have to downsize a little bit, but we'll make it. That's the thing that a lot of modern women don't want to hear. Because, see, the modern women versus traditional women, they want to hear the whole, I run the show. You lose your job, get out of here. I need you to foot the bill on everything I tell you to foot. I don't want to cooperate. I don't want to just have children for you and stay home. I want to be career minded to the point that I cancel you out. I want to compete with you. And then that's why a lot of them wind up like Kevin Samuels say, buy a dog and die alone. It's true. Now, traditional women usually are come up from a traditional household. Okay? Now, unfortunately, in the black culture, where I'm from, we don't have traditional women no more. That has died. And I'm finna show y'all some things that made that die very apparently. I mean, I don't like telling these kind of things, but hey, it is what it is. Let's go up here to window capture. Alright, y'all, give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. Alright, let me take this down. Alright. I have to add this window capture so y'all can see what I'm talking about. It's in my way. Alright. Lock this down. Alright, y'all. I'm finna show y'all some of the stuff that's going on in here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a trip down. We'll look at some stats. Y'all know how I get down. Let's see here. Now let's look at the statistics. Oh, that was a bad gateway. Then they took that one out. All right, we're going to look at the world data. Marriages and divorces. Marriages are becoming less common. Back in the day, and our grandparents' time, 12 people. That means there were 12 marriages out of 1,000 people. So 24 people out of 1,000 people were getting married. That's pretty strong. That's a pretty good rate. But then all of a sudden, in the 1940s, it peaked at 16.4 people were getting married out of 1,000. So this is a time where in the United States, especially in the United States, marriage was considered to be real in the 1940s. We all had to peak. And let me tell you about this. That really is going to mess you up. Back then, black marriages were 67 to 64%. That's right. But all of a sudden, fast forward now, we're living in a society where that is considered bullshit. We live in a society now where marriage is frowned upon. We live in a society where people only get married for personal gain and self reasons. I mean, that's just facts. If y'all don't believe me, I mean, look at what's going on right now in some of the Hollywood circles. We got people now that's suing their spouse for money for $44,000 a month. That's Gary Owen and his wife, Miss Dukes. I don't know her first name. You know, he at one time was the apple of her eye. They got children together. I think they got grown kids, and they also have like the youngest one is a teenager. I think now, something like that. But I don't know what happened. But she filed for divorce in the middle of the pandemic. Then after filing for divorce, she's going to this man saying, "Oh yeah, I gave up my career." See, that's another thing. That's the difference between the traditional woman and a modern woman. Modern women love to say what they sacrifice. Every time you turn around, when shit don't go their way, they scream that shit out. What I sacrifice. No one put a gun to your head to be in this marriage. You did that because you saw the writing on the wall. You knew this person was doing very well for themselves. You knew this person has going places. So you knew, just like anybody else know when they see success, you jumped on the train. Fast forward, you done got in your mind that the train now want to be able to be celebrated for you being on the train as long as you have. But that's not how that works in a marriage. You only get celebrated when you finish the damn race. I've never heard of someone that skips to the finish, cheats to the finish line, and all of a sudden get rewarded. You get disqualified. You have to stay on. But modern women don't want to do that. Nope, that's not what they want to do. They want to look at the financial, the first chance they have. They get with their girlfriends, this, that, and the third, and that's just what it is. And it's sad to see that, because now what you are preaching to the generation behind you, get with someone, wait till they get successful, and then as soon as you can get the most out of them, break their ass off. Make them break you off. Alright, so enough about me preaching about those examples. Let's get into how to keep the traditional wife, like I said before. Now, I said something about a program. You got to be a man of your word. A lot of y'all young dudes are not a man of y'all word. You want your woman to respect you, you got to be a man of your word. That means if you tell that young lady that you're being with that you're going to be there, you got to be there. It ain't no, I get married to her because she's traditional, and I go out here to the club with my boys and I'm trying to find me a side piece. It don't work that way. It just don't. Now, granted, if that's y'all setup and that's what y'all talked about, that's between you and that, then to each his own. But usually, when you're trying to build a legacy, that shit can wait. Because you got to remember, you're trying to build something with this person. You ain't established yet. You're trying to build an empire. And to do that, that's what you got to do. You got to be a man of your word. Third, you got to make it very clear in your relationship, as you being the leader, that she has to trust what you say is going to be the way it needs to be, and it's going to work. Once again, going back to that program. A lot of guys don't want to do that. A lot of dudes like, man, I'm scared of doing that, man. I'm scared of telling my girl. She might not, you know what I'm saying, give me some loving and all that stuff. No, that's not how that works. She respects you enough to stand up to her and say, listen, this ain't going to work. This is how we got to do this. This is the game plan. Versus, okay. Because if all the dudes that you see, they just lay down like that, you see them in divorce court, right? They be in divorce court quick. Because I got to tell you something. I don't care how these feminists be running around here talking about they don't need no man, and all these women that's trying to be hardcore in your head, in your ear, talking about equal rights and all this shit in these relationships. 9 times out of 10, a woman, especially a hetero woman, wants a masculine man. I'm just going to be honest with you. Don't let this damn new age shit fool you. Because if they didn't, they ass would not be trying to run around here trying to jump on the next train of man that they see. I mean, you just got to keep it 3,000 about it. Another thing you also got to do. Communication is the key, guys. Communication. You got to communicate. I know a lot of y'all see in the manosphere. I know a lot of us like to preach about, you know, it's my way or the highway and shit like that to an extent. But there's a time that you got to sit down, you got to communicate. Got to find out what the problem is and what's going on. Because in marriage, there's going to be a lot of times there's going to be some problems. Communication is the key. There's going to be some times where you going to get on her nerves. You going to get on her nerves. You going to get frustrated because she's on your nerves. Sometimes you got to take a break. Back off. You got to listen. Gotta listen. Again, this ain't for everybody. Got to listen. Another thing you got to look at for a traditional woman. If she has children, based upon a marriage that didn't work out, and let's say the guy is not there anymore, or and I'm not talking about these women that popping up here, busting up their legs and having sex with everybody and making babies and got different baby daddies and ain't married not a one, or one didn't propose to them and try to be married to them. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the women who are divorced or widowed. Okay? In those situations, if they have young children or they have school age children, when y'all get to that level of the point of being married, that's when y'all got to set some rules of respect. Because one thing about older, especially older kids in those situations, they could be disrespectful as hell. Being real with you. They'll look at you, quick to throw in your face, you not their dad. They quick to throw in your face, they ain't got to listen to you. That's when you and her got to be on the same page, and she has to push that, hey, he is the breadwinner, he is the dude that's taking care of business. You can either be on board or you're going to have to get off the ship. I mean, just sometimes that's what you have to do. But again, y'all got to talk about that. Again, y'all got to be on the same page. Because if it's one of those situations where every time you're trying to help correct the situation and they butting in or they doing this and they doing that every 5 seconds, ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Might as well walk away. Might as well let it go. You also got to have a value of family. If you're gonna be a traditional man and keep and marry one of these traditional women, you got to value family. When I say value family, I'm talking about you got to value the concept that family is important. A lot of y'all young cats go out here, get married with these women, okay, and y'all don't want to value family. Y'all want to be on some selfish shit. You know what I'm talking about. Kids need something. Your own kids that y'all both created. But you worried about some other dumb shit that's less important. The newest Jordans. You worried about the biggest TV that came out. You worried about trying to put high dollar rims on the new Challenger you got. It's not how that works. You got to be responsible enough to handle the family. The family comes first. I'm sorry. I know that's going to hurt your pride, but that's what happens when you become married to a traditional woman and you're trying to build a legacy. Shit got to come before you. Now, usually a traditional woman who sees that you are selfless like that, she's going to get on board and be even more involved into her motherly role because she's seeing you do that. She's seeing you come off here and you being more productive. That's what you got to do. If you're not willing to do that, it's not going to work. I see a lot of young guys, a lot of women say, "Oh, I could do that. Just give me. I'll tell you now, I can really do that." And a lot of men say that too, but it's not. It's just not going to work. Another thing about being with a traditional woman, don't be telling everybody your damn business. I told y'all that beforehand, and I tell y'all that again. Don't tell everybody about your marriage business. Some things in your marriage, a lot of things in your marriage should be between you and your wife. A lot of y'all cats go out here and tell your homeboy, tell everybody that you don't need to be telling. Don't tell everybody your business. Because when you do that, you are going to hurt yourself tremendously. You are going to hurt what you got going on. Believe me, I've been there. I've been there myself. You're going to hurt yourself. So don't do it. Whatever y'all got going on, y'all solve it yourselves. I know a lot of people gonna tell you, man, that's crazy. I shouldn't have to. Yeah, you do. Cause I'm telling you now, you do not want to be that guy. You do not want to be that guy that pisses your wife off and she feel like you eat mockingbird eggs. And it can happen. Another thing that you also have to notice that you have to do, you have to be patient. Alright? Gotta be patient when you get into these situations. There's gonna be a lot of things that's going on that you're gonna have to tolerate with your wife sometimes as a marriage. Now, when I say that, let's say for instance, in my case, my wife has disabilities, and there's a lot of times I have to do things that I don't want to do. But you know what? It ain't what I don't want to do, it's what I need to do because that is my wife. And her being my wife, I signed the contract in front of God's eye, for better or for worse, through sickness and through health, through death do us part. Now, is it going to get rough? Yes, the hell it is. Is it going to be times where we going to sometimes feel like giving up? Yeah, anybody going to feel like that. But then I think about what I seen my great-grandparents who stayed together for 40 years, what they did. They toughed it out. They toughed it out. They did not let anybody influence them. And that's what we have to do as a people. And until we do that, we're this is what we have to do. A lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people are like, man, that's crazy. Well, you might be crazy to you, but this is the life that we have to deal with. Another thing that you also have to take in consideration about being married is that there's going to be a lot of times where you want to have to apologize because you don't want to go to bed mad with the other person. I'm going to tell you why. Because something may happen to your significant other, and the last thing you want to do is have that on your conscience that you could have said, I'm sorry. So, that's another thing you got to look at. Also, put something religious or positive in your marriage. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are scared to do that. But it helps. When I say something religious, something positive, whatever you believe in or whatever y'all, both share, Baptist, whatever religion piece, it does help keep you grounded in your marriage. It really does. I mean, and that's just something that you got to take in consideration. Another thing, when you're dealing with marriage is you got to remember that you married her. Y'all married each other. Y'all did not marry each other's family. Y'all got to understand what I'm saying now. You married that person. You did not marry their family. So there is times where you have to separate the two. A lot of people have a problem with that. Well, I've been doing this and that for so long. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you have to separate the two. Because if you don't, it's going to be a nightmare. Either way it goes. And I'm just trying to give it to you uncut. Because a lot of people are not going to do that. Because, like I said, I had to learn that myself. Because you got to look at it. If your family that you have now, that you are building with, is not comfortable, then you should be comfortable. Now, there's a thin line between that, because I know somebody going to come back and say, well, man, what if it's about my mama? What up? Listen, you grown enough to know the difference between what is good and what is bad. You're not that crazy. But in layman's terms, if you know what I'm saying with the Bible, they say that a man is supposed to cleave to his wife, and that's what you're supposed to do. When it comes to her being comfortable, her being okay, her being safe, especially a traditional wife, you got to cling to her. And that's just facts. I mean, what else can you can't make. I'm not making this up. I'm being real. I mean, you just got to. Because she relying on you to protect her at all costs. And to protect the family as well at all costs. It's like playing chess. Because see, and I got this from my man Kevin Samuels. Good analogy. And I so I can't take credit that I got it myself. But he said something very important. He said when you are playing chess, that there's a good chance when you're playing chess that, yeah, your queen might even get taken off the board and everything else be taken off the board. But you can still win with that king. But once, just once, that your king is overtaken, it's a wrap. You can forget that shit. And that's the truth. So that is my analysis of what I have learned over the years about traditional marriage and trying to find a traditional woman. Again, like I said before, to find it, you just got to look at where she was raised, the environment, and how she carry herself. Because all traditional women, they carry themselves with a different swag that you'll ever seen. When I say that, they're not out here in the club being desperate. They ain't making OnlyFans pages left and right. They ain't out here on every damn dating site, half-ass naked. These women are real stand-up women. They appreciate the masculinity a man has to offer, and they love being feminine. And let me tell you about a traditional woman. If a traditional woman really, really, really like what she sees about you, she will pursue you herself. And it ain't like these modern women. See, these modern women want to play this, I ain't chasing no man. I ain't chasing no man. Or when they do chase one, it's, I'm going to put him against the wall, do my thing, and call it a day. So, there's a difference. A traditional woman is persistent. She wants you to know, I want your attention. I'm really into you. Definitely don't forget that. Alright, guys, I'm finna wrap this up. I got another planned one for 8:30, but I'm going to roll into this one early as well. So you'll probably see it pop up in the next 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to do our normal that we always do, our conservative news and views. We're going to go in tonight, man. We're going to catch up. I'm going to talk about stuff from last night, tonight. We going in. We talk about every damn body. Everybody getting smoked. So tune in, be geared up. It's already posted. I'm finna share it back onto the post. I love you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. I see you back up here in the next probably 10 to 15 minutes. Wolf Tread, you crazy, man. Nah, man. I'm just trying to give everybody game, bro. I don't think we have enough in the manosphere to talk about what it takes to keep a traditional wife, man. Uh, and we need that. I mean, it's just what it is. If you got a good wife, you got someone who loves you, you got to look at things from a different lens. I think a lot of people don't. But anyway, I got a major announcement to make before I get off here. Speaking of tradition, I will have a post coming up because I told y'all we've been working on some things, trying to get some things taken care of family-wise. We are having a new addition in our family. We should be having a little girl soon. So if you can, if you see the post, I will have the baby list thing registry because we're supposed to be having a baby shower shortly. So anyway, like I said before, this is the first time I have ever decided to be involved in raising a baby. I'm pretty cool with that. I think, like I said, all children needs a father. So hopefully, with all those good stuff that y'all see that y'all want to donate, that'd be fantastic. I'm also probably be doing a um, baby shower. You know, GoFundMe to go around too, so everybody can be a part of that as well. Yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. It's our first um adoption stage thing. We've been talking about it for a while. I know all my kids are almost grown, but me and my wife ain't doing nothing but sitting out here preaching truth and being loving people. So why not give that type of love to a child? I mean, every child deserves love. I mean, that's all you can do, right? That's all you can do. Even when the ones that don't appreciate it, it is what it is. But I appreciate y'all for the congratulations again. I have the link on the community thing. Y'all check out the community tab. It'll be there every day. So anybody wants to jump on and donate, buy something, y'all know my P.O. box. If y'all want to send me something, that's fine. Any baby clothing, whatever. I'm open to it. I'm just happy to be able to share the news with you guys. Alright, guys. Well, I'm finna wrap this up. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. And I will be back on the second show in about 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, y'all. I am out. Guys, thanks for coming out to the show tonight. If you like it, please like, share, and subscribe. We also got this show that will probably be coming up on my podcast, the Joel's Manosphere, which will be starting in the next week or so. So be on the lookout for the link for that. So that way you can subscribe to the podcast and listen to some of the most remarkable advice that you can get from someone who has been through a lot at a very young age. Appreciate you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. I'll be back shortly with some more content.